My husband texted, "Don't show up. My parents want a drama-free vacation." I said, "Understood." While he was flying, I forwarded his dad the screenshots of everything he'd been hiding. When they landed and his father refused to let him into the rental car, he realized the real drama had only just begun. I'm Jennifer, 35, and I've been married to Ryan for 7 years. We met through mutual friends at a barbecue, dated for 2 years before getting married, in what everyone called the perfect wedding. His family loved me back then. His dad, Robert, used to call me daughter. His mom, Patricia, would invite me to family dinners even when Ryan couldn't make it. I thought I'd married into a second family. Turns out I married into a performance. The text came on a Thursday afternoon. I was at home organizing some files when my phone buzzed. Ryan: "Hey, so change of plans for the Maui trip." Me: "What's up, Ryan?" Ryan: "My parents think it's best if it's just family this time. They want it drama-free and relaxing. You understand, right?" I stared at that message for a solid minute. We'd been planning this trip for 4 months. I'd taken the week off work. We'd talked about snorkeling, hiking, the whole thing. And now, 2 days before departure, I was being uninvited. Me? Drama-free? What drama? Ryan: "You know how you and Dad got into it last month about the election stuff? He's still touchy about it. Mom thinks it's better to just keep it simple." The election stuff he was referring to was a 15-minute conversation where Robert and I disagreed about local politics. It was calm, respectful, ended with us agreeing to disagree. Hardly what I'd call drama. Me: "Ryan, we planned this together. I already took time off." Ryan: "I know, and I'm sorry, but it's their vacation, their rental house. I can't exactly argue with them. We'll do our own trip later." Okay. Me: "So you're going without me?" Ryan: "It's just a week. Don't make this bigger than it is." I sat there holding my phone, feeling something shift in my chest. Not anger yet. More like clarity. The kind you get when a puzzle piece finally clicks into place and you realize the picture isn't what you thought it was. Me: "Understood, Ryan. Thanks for being cool about this. Love you." He sent a heart emoji. I didn't respond. Here's what Ryan didn't know. 3 weeks earlier, I'd borrowed his laptop because mine was updating. He'd left his Facebook Messenger open. I wasn't snooping. I just saw a notification pop up from his mom. The preview showed my name. I'm not proud of it, but I clicked. What I found was a group chat. Ryan, his mom, his dad, and his younger brother Luke. The chat was called Real Family. I scrolled up. Messages going back 8 months. And in those messages, I saw exactly what my husband and his family really thought of me. Patricia: "Is Jennifer coming to Easter?" Ryan: "Unfortunately, yes. She's being clingy about family stuff lately." Patricia: "Just seat her at the end. She talks too much anyway." Robert: "She's got opinions on everything. Exhausting." Luke: "Why'd you even marry her?" LOL. Ryan: "She was stable. I wanted stability, and she treats me well, I guess." Luke: "That's depressing." Ryan: "It is what it is. Not everyone marries for passion." I took screenshots, lots of them. Kept scrolling, kept finding more. There were messages about me being too sensitive, about how I overreacted when Ryan forgot my birthday last year. He didn't forget. He just didn't care enough to plan anything. Robert called me soft multiple times. Patricia said I wasn't the kind of woman she pictured for Ryan. Ryan agreed with all of it, laughed at jokes about me, made his own. One message from Ryan to Luke, sent 2 months ago. Sometimes I look at her and just feel nothing, like I'm living with a roommate I'm legally bound to. I saved everything to a separate folder on my phone. Didn't confront him. Didn't say a word. Just watched. Waited. Figured if this was who he really was, he'd show me eventually. And then came the Maui text. Update 1. After Ryan sent that text uninviting me, I spent the rest of Thursday evening going through those screenshots again. There were 43 images total, conversations spanning months. I organized them chronologically, made sure the dates and contexts were clear. Ryan came home around 7 p.m. He was in a great mood, talking about packing, about the beaches, about how his mom had booked some fancy dinner reservation. "You're not upset, right?" he asked while folding clothes on our bed. "About what?" "The trip. You seemed weird over text." "I'm fine." "Good," he said, "because I'd hate for you to be sulking while I'm gone. That would just prove their point." "Their point?" He paused, caught himself. "Nothing. Just, you know how Dad is." Yeah, I know exactly how he is. Friday morning, Ryan's flight was at 10 a.m. He woke up early, finished packing, called an Uber to the airport. I helped him carry his suitcase downstairs. "I'll miss you," he said, kissing my cheek. It felt mechanical, like a habit. "Have fun." "I will. I'll text you when I land." "Sure." He left. I watched the Uber pull away, then went back inside and opened my laptop. Robert's email was easy to find. He'd sent me something about a football game weeks ago. I hit reply, erased his previous message, and started a new email. Subject: you should see this before the trip. Body: Robert, I think you should know what's been said about me. I found these by accident, but I think you deserve the full context before spending a week with Ryan. I've attached screenshots of your family group chat. Read them whenever you're ready. Jennifer. I attached all 43 screenshots and hit send. Then I sent the same email to Patricia and to Luke. Ryan's flight landed in Maui at 3 p.m. Pacific time. He texted me a picture of the ocean from the plane window. Made it. So beautiful already. I didn't respond. At 4:15 p.m., my phone rang. Robert! I let it ring. He called again, then Patricia, then Luke. I ignored all of them. At 4:47 p.m., Ryan called. I answered. What the hell did you do? His voice was shaking. Not sad shaking, angry shaking. I forwarded some screenshots. You went through my private messages. They popped up. I read them. Sue me. Jennifer, my dad is losing his mind. He's screaming at my mom. They're screaming at me. We just landed and we can't even leave the airport because everyone's fighting. Sounds dramatic. This is not funny. You're right. It's not. Just like it wasn't funny when you and your family spent 8 months talking shit about me behind my back. Those messages were private. They were cruel. There's a difference. You had no right. I had every right. You're my husband. They're my in-laws. You all sat around mocking me while I funded half your lifestyle and treated your family like my own. Silence on his end. I could hear shouting in the background. A man's voice. Robert, definitely yelling something about disrespect. My dad won't let me in the rental car, Ryan said quietly. He told me to figure out my own way to the house. Then figure it out. Jennifer, you wanted a drama-free vacation, Ryan. Guess you got the opposite. Enjoy Maui. I hung up. Update 2. The calls didn't stop. Over the next 3 hours, I got 26 calls total. Robert, Patricia, Luke, Ryan. I ignored all of them. Finally, around 8 p.m. my time, I got a text from Patricia. Patricia, Jennifer, we need to talk. This is out of hand. Me. I agree. Your son calling me a roommate he's legally bound to was definitely out of hand. Patricia, those messages were taken out of context. Me. What context makes she talks too much or not the kind of woman I pictured acceptable? She didn't reply. Robert texted next. Robert, you blindsided my son on what was supposed to be a family vacation. That's low. Me. You uninvited me from a trip we planned together for 4 months, then talked shit about me in a group chat for 8 months. I'd say we're even. Robert, you're being childish. Me. I'm being honest. Maybe you're not used to that. He stopped texting after that. Ryan called again at 10 p.m. This time I answered. Can we please talk like adults? He said. Go ahead. I'm sitting in a hotel room by myself right now. My parents won't talk to me. Luke won't even look at me. You've ruined this entire trip. I didn't ruin anything. I just showed people what you've been saying. Those messages weren't meant to be seen. Then maybe you shouldn't have written them. Everyone vents, Jennifer. Everyone says things they don't mean when they're frustrated. For 8 months? That's not venting. That's who you are. That's not fair. You called me a roommate. You said you feel nothing when you look at me. You laughed when your brother asked why you even married me. Which part of that should I be okay with? He was crying now. Real tears, not manipulation tears. I could tell the difference. I didn't mean it like that. Then how did you mean it? I don't know. I was just talking. People say things in private they don't say out loud. Yeah, and those things are usually the truth. So what now? He asked. You want a divorce? I hadn't thought that far yet. Honestly hadn't. I don't know what I want, I said, but I know I'm done being disrespected by you and your family. My family is furious with me. Good. They should be. You made me look like a joke to them for months. Now they know you did the same to them. What are you talking about? Check the screenshots again, Ryan. You didn't just talk about me. You talked about your mom's weight, your dad's drinking, Luke's job situation. You shit-talked everyone. I just sent them the whole picture. Silence. You're a bitch, he whispered. Maybe, I said, but at least I'm an honest one. He hung up. Update 3. The rest of the week was chaos I didn't witness, but heard about through scattered texts. Ryan sent me updates, probably hoping I'd feel guilty and apologize. I didn't. Tuesday, Ryan tried to join his family at the rental house. Robert told him to stay at his hotel. Patricia said she needed space. Luke blocked him on everything. Wednesday, Ryan's hotel was $300 a night. He couldn't afford it for the whole week on his own and asked if I'd help. I said no. Thursday, he moved to a cheaper Airbnb on the other side of the island. He texted me that he was completely alone and didn't deserve this. Friday, Robert finally agreed to meet him for coffee. According to Ryan, he spent an hour asking why he'd say those things about the family. Ryan tried to explain it was just venting, but Robert wasn't buying it. He told him he sounded ungrateful and cruel. Saturday, Patricia sent me an email. Long, rambling, mostly defensive. She said she was sorry I saw those messages, but that family dynamics are complicated, and I should have handled this privately. I didn't respond. Ryan flew home Sunday, alone. His family stayed the rest of the week without him. When he walked through our apartment door, he looked exhausted. Hair a mess, eyes red, no makeup-free glow, no vacation tan, just worn down. "We need to talk," he said. "Okay." He sat on the couch. I stayed standing. "I'm sorry," he started. "I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry for how I talked about you. It was wrong." "Okay. That's it? Just okay?" "What do you want me to say, Ryan? You spent months mocking me to your family. You uninvited me from a vacation we planned together. You made me feel like I don't matter. An apology doesn't erase that." "I know," he said, "but I'm trying." "Are you? Or are you just sorry you got caught?" "That's not fair. You keep saying that, but nothing about this has been fair." He started crying again. "I don't know how to fix this." "Maybe you can't." "So that's it? We're done?" "I don't know yet," I said, "but I know I'm not living like this anymore." He looked up at me, hopeful. "If you want to stay married, things change completely," I said. "You respect me or you leave. Those are the options." "And my family?" he asked. "What about them? Do you expect me to cut them off?" "I expect you to stand up for me," I said, "to stop letting them trash me, to actually act like you're on my side. If you can't do that, then yeah, we're done." He nodded slowly, wiping his face. "I'll try." Trying isn't enough. Either do it or don't. Final update. It's been 6 weeks since Maui. Ryan is still here. We're in therapy now, once a week. It's uncomfortable and awkward, but we're going. His family hasn't spoken to him much. Robert sent him one text saying he was disappointed and needed time. Patricia called once, spent 30 minutes defending herself, then hung up when Ryan wouldn't agree with her. Luke still has him blocked. Ryan's been different, quieter, more aware, I think, of how his words land. He apologized again last week. Longer this time, more specific. He said he realizes now how much he took me for granted. I told him I appreciated it, but trust takes time. The group chat is deleted. Ryan showed me his phone, proved it. He also left a few other group chats with friends where he'd complained about me. Said he didn't realize how much negativity he'd been surrounded by. I don't know if we'll make it. Some days feel almost normal. Other days I look at him and remember those messages and feel nothing. Maybe that fades. Maybe it doesn't. What I do know is that I'm not the same person I was 6 weeks ago. I'm not the woman who ignores red flags because it's easier. I'm not the woman who lets people disrespect her in private and smiles in public. That version of me died, somewhere between reading "I feel nothing" when I look at her and hitting send on that email. If Ryan wants this marriage, he'll have to earn it. And if he doesn't, I'll survive. Turns out I'm a lot stronger than any of them thought. Edit. People are asking if I regret sending the emails. Honest answer? No. Did it blow up the trip? Yes. Did it blow up his relationship with his family? Also yes. But they needed to see what he really thought of them. And I needed to stop pretending everything was fine when it wasn't. Edit 2. Someone asked what happened to the vacation rental. Apparently Robert kept it, and he and Patricia stayed the week with Luke. They posted photos on Facebook like nothing happened. Ryan saw them and cried for an hour. I didn't comfort him. Some lessons hurt. Edit 3. For those wondering if Ryan's family will come around, Robert sent me an email yesterday. Just 2 lines. "You were right to send those screenshots. I'm sorry we treated you that way." It's not much, but it's something. Patricia and Luke still haven't said a word.